when you start putting all these shoulds on yourself, it's really not loving yourself. Hi, welcome into Femilescence. My name is Katie Ellis. This channel is all about helping you become a woman in her benevolent knowing through feminine energy, soul care, soul connection. You become more embodied as a woman and you just radiate in your true, pure benevolence. Through all these topics that I speak to on this channel, I hope that it helps you fulfill that potential and that truth within you. What better way to embody that version of yourself than self-love? That's what we're talking about today. I'm just going to get right into it. The thing with self-love nowadays is that a lot of the ideas that we have of self-love, about self-love, around self-love are conditional. Oftentimes, you may conjure images up of a beautiful woman or yourself at the peak version of you, the best ideal version of yourself, luxurious and just amazing, wonderful, lovely. And you think, I must become her. For example, when we see a woman that we're drawn to, we may think that they're the blueprint to follow in order to be a woman that loves herself. We think that it has to be approached a certain way with a specific skincare regime, beauty routine, wellness ritual, blah, blah, blah. Before I continue, I want to clarify self-love and self-care because sometimes we mix the two, and naturally, because they kind of do blend and kind of work together. The clear defining line between the two is that self-love is the awareness of that inherent love and worth that you carry inside yourself. And self-care is the movement of that state. Self-love is the foundation and self-care is the embodiment that, in my belief, helps you upkeep, remember, and stay connected to that love. It's the physical way to give yourself that love and represent that love. When people say practice self-love, it's advising you to let that loving essence speak for you. Practically, that looks like saying no when something doesn't feel aligned and putting yourself in situations that help reflect that love back to you. Being compassionate with yourself, accepting your flaws, understanding your humanness. This is the nature of love. And self-care is tending to your mental, your physical, emotional, spiritual. It's caring for, nourishing all of your beingness, doing something to give yourself comfort, eating something healthy because you want to nourish your body and support your body's functioning, exercising so that you can connect with your body and feel fully alive in it, giving yourself a treat so you can indulge in the yumminess of life. And as a byproduct, it's normal to kind of think that self-love then means that you have to follow this list and check off each item on the list of different things that you need to do to show that you love yourself and to be a woman full of self-love and worthy and valuable. And that's when it becomes like a productivity tool, thinking that you have to do things to love yourself and be lovable. How many times have I said love so far? Self-love, lovable, loved, loving, lovely. You're gonna hear this so much, I'm sorry. It can be really hard to love yourself when you're feeling ugly or when you're not feeling good enough for whatever reason. Maybe it's not your looks, but maybe you're just feeling down in general about something in your life. It's hard to then show those acts of love, and when you don't check something off that list, you feel even more shame. I can use myself for example. Never have I ever in my life dealt with eczema. I don't know, but it just recently came up on my eye. I should have pointed it out. I've been avoiding it. And I have in my self-care, self-love regime to do face yoga. I love face yoga. I've been doing it for a long time on and off. And just recently I've been trying to do it more consistently. And I've been feeling so disappointed in myself for not sticking to it. And it's because I've been feeling down. I've been seeing this eczema. It's not going away. And it's been changing how I look. and it's been bothering me too. So the last thing I want to do is go look in the mirror and do face yoga and show myself love. But it's in those moments where I've had to really devote to loving myself and show myself that care and tend to myself, not because I'm doing face yoga because yes, I'm, this luxurious woman who does face yoga and cares for herself, and I'm a woman of high value and so I do these things. No, I'm showing up, or maybe sometimes not even showing up and doing something else to nurture my sad feelings and comfort myself. But when I do show up for the face yoga, it's me literally saying, hey, I know I feel so sad about this. I'm going to look at myself with compassion, even though I don't like how I look, even though I'm upset about this. And I'm going to try to shift my view of myself and show myself that I am loved and lovable. It doesn't even require me to do this practice, but I am going to do it because I know it makes me feel good. So, long-winded way of saying that it's difficult to love yourself sometimes. And when you put that extra layer of feeling like you have to make it look a certain way or have to do certain things to demonstrate that love, it just makes it even worse. And it's not even about self-love anymore. So when you notice yourself in those situations, that's when you know that you're treating self-love as a means to an end. And self-love is not a strategy, it's a state of being. When you approach self-love that way, you're focused on the outcome and you're just engaging in it to get from this current version of yourself to the woman that you want to be. Subconsciously, that's basically kind of like saying, I don't think that I'm enough right now, so I need to do all of these things so that I can feel worthy in the future. While self-love acts can help you grow into a fuller version of yourself, genuinely tending to yourself doesn't require an end goal. It's like we try to love ourselves into being lovable. It's a tricky little tactic, and we fall under the guise of giving ourselves love. We take on all these practices thinking that we're doing it out of self-love when really we have secret ulterior motives to self-improve. And then, like I said, when we don't achieve all the things and look a certain way, get that end result that we want, we then feel ashamed and we don't feel so lovely anymore. And I'm all about self-improvement, but there's boundaries to it, and self-love should not be used as a way to self-improve. Self-love can help you improve, but your self-love is just to mirror the love that you are. There may be a lot of repetitiveness in this video, but sometimes that's necessary to help ingrain it in your brain. So of course, keep up the self-care, self-love practices, but just make sure that you're doing it out of love, not following a trend or someone else's routine to be like them, or approaching it with the idea that you're not enough and you need to do something about it to be enough. Because that's when we become perfectionists. We try too hard, we grip too hard with control. Then loving yourself just becomes a performance. And underneath all of that is actually a lack mentality. You're letting deeper fears, shadows, and limiting beliefs conduct your life. And it becomes this endless, like, when I look better, when I feel better, when I become better, then I will be able to relax and love and just receive love and feel so radiant. That's when you think that you can really feel worthy and love who you are as a person. The truth is, you're already worthy and you're already lovable. True love is unconditional. You don't have to be any particular way to deserve it. You are love. That is a natural frequency of your being when you take away all of this extra pressure. The issue comes in when you decide that you are not enough and you should practice self-love to be worthy. That's the biggest mistake, is when you view yourself as a problem that needs to be fixed or a project that needs to be worked on. You are not a project. You are not Barbara the Builder. I'm funny today. Seriously though, you're not here to perfect yourself. You're not on planet Earth to be this perfect ideal version. You don't have to earn love. You simply need to return to it. And my kitty seconds that, if you can hear her. Real self-love is about sourcing within, being in your true nature of love, and you act from that truth. To be in relationship with yourself. Loving yourself isn't about fixing yourself externally or outsourcing, trying to seek outside of yourself to experience it. It doesn't have to look a certain way, and it's not always pretty or romantic, so don't force it to be. You may see on social media women making beautiful flower baths and having beautiful morning routines that exhibit such self-love, whatever. I hope you can get the vibe that I'm speaking to. And I love it. That's so inspiring. It's not the only form of self-love though, and it doesn't have to make you feel this pressure to show up exactly that same way in order to love yourself. So don't let it twist your mind up. Self-love can come in the small moments, like when you whisper to yourself, "You are enough," when you're feeling really upset or down, just, you know, those funky days. Or when you decide to shift your perspective instead of following that urge to continue thinking or seeing something negatively. Instead, you pivot your focus to see the bright side of things. And know that you can source within to feel love at any time. Gravitate towards things that remind you of that. My hopes with this reframe of self-love is that you approach it and relate to it differently so that you can truly experience that love for yourself without having to have all this extra weight on you and thinking that you have to fulfill so many different things before you can rest in it. I'll be giving some grounded advice in my next video, speaking to how to love yourself when you don't feel enough. And I have personal experience from this, like I told you, the eczema, and so many different things. So your girl has been through it, and I can definitely help guide you in it. Stay tuned for that. Like this video, subscribe if you want to keep up to date. And in the meantime, I'm here to support you along your journey. If you want, book a one-on-one breathwork session to shift your perspective, embody more soul, and just live more beautifully. Or you can join in on group breathwork sessions to evolve with other women alongside you. If you've been struggling with self-love, or if you just want to simply return to it, breathwork is completely an amazing practice, especially the conscious connected breathwork that I teach. It's so powerful in helping you unravel into that love and soften so that you can let your neural pathways shift and let your soul come through more. That's a very poetic way of putting it, but there is a science behind it. And if you want to learn more, I will pin a comment or I'll try to leave it in the description box. So just follow that link. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I send you so much love. Mwah.